All of this happened because of a bagel. I just got back from seeing the greatest Spider-Man film of all time, even decades from now. The best Spider-Man film. Not the best comic book film, but the best Spider-Man film of all time. This movie was fantastic. Straight up 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but it was boring at some times. At certain moments it was boring, but it's the best Spider-Man film of all time. This movie gave me everything I ever wanted as a Spider-Man fan. The visuals, the animation, the visuals in this film, better than half of the CGI they put in live action. Better than the last film, to be honest. Especially that shot of Gwen upside down is one of the greatest shots in film history. I'm getting that printed out on my wall somewhere. Can't get enough of that. They up the bar with this film. I'm not gonna lie. They up the scale. I honestly feel bad for whatever Spider-Man film come out after this. I know it's gonna be some Spider-Man films that's gonna overdo this and be way better, but for now, this is the best Spider-Man film. I am so glad I could say I lived through COVID-19, but most importantly, a historical moment in comic book history. I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse on release night. There was a lot of really good plot twists that I didn't even see coming. They executed everything really well. The plot twists are crazy in this film. Everything in context makes sense. Why is Miles getting chased by all the Spider-Man? Spider-Man 99 is one of the greatest Spider-Man, the greatest villain of all time. Like that we seen in any other Spider-Man film, any other superhero film. Like, he is crazy, even though he's really not a villain, but in this film they portray him as a villain, so I'm gonna call him a villain for now. This movie was also like very emotional. I'm gonna be honest, this movie was emotional. I was about to cry, especially the relationship between Miles and his mom. I was like, bro, this shit hit home. And the way they had it, like Miles moving on his own, he's not relying on his parents, he's becoming like his own adult, he's going on his own journey, was like kind of emotional. It was like, yo, this shit is relatable, because I just graduated high school, so it was like, man, if it hit too close to home. The soundtrack, the music was fantastic. You know the music is gonna be crazy when Sway Lee's on the soundtrack. Every Spider-Man film has a great soundtrack, especially in the Spider-Verse film. The last one had an amazing album. I can't wait for the album to drop on this film, and I'm so glad that they did not rely on cameos. Cameos were in this film. Like, when I tell you cameos, I'm talking about cameos, like live action cameos, video game cameos, Lego Spider-Man cameos. Like, everything was in here, and I'm glad that they didn't rely on them to make the film better. It was like a little, oh snap, did you see that? Oh snap, like this happened right here. They mentioned some cameos in the film, and some characters actually come in and say like 2 words and they're gone. Like, it doesn't rely on nostalgia and the characters become like the main protagonist, like No Way Home. It didn't take no shine away from Miles. This is a Miles Morales film, and I'm so glad that they did that. For you nostalgia people out there, I love nostalgia, but that ruins the film sometimes, especially the story, when you just focus on the next cameo to pop up. They also introduced a lot of new characters, like punk rock Spider-Man. I don't know his name, but he is about to become one of my favorite Spider-Man. He's like a punk rock star Spider-Man. He's also like black, so it was like, yo, this shit is crazy. I definitely want to see more of him in the next film. And it was a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger, I'm not gonna lie, I can't wait for the next one. I think the next one's coming out next year, Beyond the Spider-Verse, because the cliffhanger is crazy. I love what they did with the cliffhanger, I'm not gonna lie, but I can't wait for next year. Like, I can't wait. It needs to drop later this year. They should just come out with Across the Spider-Verse this year. I'm not Across, Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's what the next film is called, Beyond the Spider-Verse. And I can see why some people might be disappointed with the cliffhanger, because if we gotta wait a whole year to see what happens next, I'm gonna lose interest, unless they actually connect everything to the Spider-Man game and we get other Spider-Man projects coming out, like Madam Web coming out, another Venom film, whatever comes out next after this film that's Spider-Man related. Hopefully they pay homage to that film, unless we gotta wait a year. Other than that, I'm gonna be pissed off, because I'm gonna lose interest. The cliffhanger is just gonna be pointless if they don't connect anything to the Spider-Man game or whatever comes out Spider-Man related. The Spot is actually, I thought the Spot was gonna be a regular like villain or like an extra Spider-Man, but in the film he's actually like one of the main villains. He's actually really cool. He's better than Doctor Strange. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but he can like go to different universe, and when you see the universe he goes to at the beginning, it's like, yo, I was not expecting that. Spy is crazy. I think it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds. I don't really know. I don't know who it's voiced by, but it sounds like Ryan Reynolds. The Spy is definitely gonna be one of the greatest villains in the whole Marvel universe. Definitely, I want to see him in more films. I think he might become like one of the main villains in future films, not just Spider-Man films, but in Marvel films in general. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see what he does. They also focus on Gwen's relationship with her father and Gwen's backstory. It focused a lot on that, how her and her Peter Parker was in her universe, so as well in this universe, in Miles' universe, but you get to see more of like Gwen's backstory. I'm glad that they like focused on Gwen's story and Miles. They balance it out so you get to know more about Gwen without taking the shine out on Miles. Another thing I want to say is the action was good, but I was getting lost in the action towards the point I was not interested in the action anymore. It was like, okay, this is they're fighting, I get it, but to be honest, I'm not interested. I was just taking my eyes off the screen at certain moments because the action was making no sense at certain points. It was good, but it was like, man, I just can't wait. If it was the end right now, the action sequence only lasts like a minute, I'll be fine. But it also does make sense because he was in another universe, so it was glitching. But it was like people just smashing paint all on the screen, and it was like, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. This is trash, but good trash, if that makes sense. So this film was amazing. I love this film. Definitely a masterpiece. A masterpiece, a historical moment. I wish Stan Lee was here to at least make a cameo in the film, or he probably did. I don't really know. But I wish Stan Lee was here. Thank you, Stan Lee, for creating this. This was a masterpiece going down in the history books as top 3 best superhero films, or top 10. But definitely my list, top 5. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay positive, love yourself, take care of yourself. 9.5 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but the couple next to me was digging in chips, laughing, kissing. It was like, bro, you ruining the movie for me. Other than that, this film was a masterpiece. Catch you guys later.